Good morning, everyone. If you all know me pretty well, you all know I like to crack a joke here and there, but this is a situation where I can't make any jokes, or I have to be serious about an issue that's been going on, that I've seen going on social media in regards to the Charleston shooting last Wednesday. Um, I just needed to speak out about it and the reactions that some people have had to the shooting, the tragedy that happened last week at Emmanuel AME. Um, so when I see stories that have been pushed out by Fox and Friends in regards to the shooting being a religious attack versus a attack on African Americans, it really does anger me to see, and really is disappointing to see that some people feel that way about the shooting. I have a couple of acquaintances that I know of on Facebook that feel the same way about it when there's an unsurmounting amount of evidence that shows otherwise. Take, for instance, the fact of interactions he's had with friends using the N word loosely, as well as wearing the flag of Rhodesia on his jacket, which did not symbolize anything to do with Christianity and rather segregation and treating African people as the inferior group compared to white people in Rhodesia. And also the fact that he drove 120 miles or so from his home to Charleston to target a specific black church, which has a long-standing reputation and is one of the oldest black churches still standing in this country. If it were a religious attack, I believe that he would have chosen any other church. This was not a random assault. He chose his church for a specific reason. When he uses words against against his victims regarding "you rape our women" and other things of that nature, I doubt he was talking about Christian people. If he were, Bill Cosby might have been a better target, but besides that issue, he chose them for a specific reason. He wanted to kill black people that day, and being at a church, he could have the most control over his victims, since most Christians preach the word of love and are open to having strangers coming into their congregation. And that's exactly what they did. The last thing they suspected was to see their last day on earth staring down the barrel of a gun. So when I hear stories of Fox News saying otherwise, I think we're just in total denial about what really went on and are scared to face the truth that we still have a long way to overcome as a country from where we did 50 years ago. So I know we've been discussing this, how many setbacks we've had in regards to building trust with our community as a country as a whole. But what can we do to fix it? I believe that our voice is underestimated. I believe that our voice carries further than what you might expect. I think that we can't just sit and wait around for politicians to make those changes for us. It is up to you and me to make that change, to get discussions and debates started, as well as coming up with a solution to rebuild that trust in our country and to make peace among all groups, all ethnicities, all races, all cultures, because we are a melting pot, and this is not a country just for one specific set of people, it's for all of us. As JFK once said, it's not what the country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And I believe that to be a very accurate statement on how we need to be more proactive with situations like this. When I see the governor of South Carolina being flip-floppity, wishy-washy about the Confederate flag, I don't think there's a debate that should be there. I think it should just come down. For many people, for many residents of the state of South Carolina, that flag represents oppression, obviously slavery, but not having the same freedoms as all of us should have today. So why doesn't it come down? There shouldn't be an argument there about it. And it's not like people who love the Confederate flag, it's not like they're included in this group. I mean, they could wear the Confederate flag or post it on their front yard if they want to, but this is about taking it off of government property, and that's the least they could do. I know it won't make a lot of changes, but at least it'll restore faith and it'll at least start to build up trust within the community out there that are find that offensive. So that's really what I have to say. I mean, this is sad. I hear it happen a lot, but we can't just sit around and have this keep happening to us. We need to stand up and make our voice heard. So if one of you just hears this today and sees this story and feels called to action, then I feel like I made my point. We can't just keep letting this happen. And it's up to you and me to keep things like this from happening again. So thank you so much for listening, and best of luck.